Here we go. Woo! The tailgate continues. Ashley, what is going on? Here we go again.
Woohoo! You know what? As we're talking about the snow outside of our windows, I think the momentum and the pump for Orlando is just growing and growing.
Just to let you know, I'm at the poolside right now, Ash. Where are you at? I came a week early.
Thanks for letting me know.
Oh, well, the tailgate fun continues, and we have an amazing guest today. Rochelle is in the house. What's up, Rochelle?
Life is good, although I'm not at the pool. It could be a lot better. It will be next week when I get down there.
And you're in New York, so we're all from the north going south.
Absolutely.
And I don't know, did you all check the weather report yet? Do we even know what's going to be like?
I think
I'm not. I'm assuming sunshine because, it's Florida. It'll be sunny.
I'm assuming. Cross your fingers. But Rochelle, thank you so much for coming on to the tailgate. And you have two presentations. I mean, this is to have two at one event. I mean, you're going to be very busy.
I am. Now, yeah, there won't be pool time because I'm going to be speaking the whole time. So
exactly. So let's just deep dive into one, and then we'll dive into the other one. The first one that you're going to be kicking it off, I believe, on Thursday morning, about full potential, leadership, all that good stuff. Let's break down. What are you going to give us? Give us a teaser.
All right, we'll do. So we are going to talk about the one thing that is holding you back, and it's going to be something very surprising. I'll give you a little teaser. And what I want you to think about as you think about that one thing is picture yourself as a 6-year-old child. Just get that image in your mind of you at 6 years old. That little 6-year-old is still inside of you. And that is the little person that is holding you back. So all of those things that you're trying to do and push forward on, anytime you feel stuck, it's that little 6-year-old. So we're going to talk about that, how that happens, and what to do about it.
Wow. Right off the bat. Yeah. I'm 6 years old all the time now. That explains why I'm so like this, right? Yeah. I didn't grow up. I'm like Billy Madison. I love that, Ashley. Oh my goodness. What do you think about that? 6-year-old.
You're blowing my mind right now. I'm like, oh man, that makes so much sense. And I can't wait to hear how you really break that apart, because we are our biggest obstacles, ourselves. So how can you spin it? And it's all about framing your mindset and being self-aware. So I'm super excited to hear you talk about that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will even reveal a little picture of myself at 6 years old. That'll be an interesting surprise as well. But it's really going to be focusing on how that 6-year-old continues to stay with us in terms of our mindset, how it can self-sabotage us without really knowing, and how do you just take that 6-year-old and love it, but leave it behind so that you can continue and reach all the goals and create all the different things that you want in your life. So there will be some really good, specific action items that people will be able to take out of it. Not just conceptual, but a lot of action also.
Oh boy, look out. And real quick here, I just want to go off of course a little bit with the success in leadership. What are you seeing in 25 now when you're doing some consulting and talking to people? What do you see as lagging in leadership that you're helping them with?
The biggest thing that I hear from leaders is I feel stuck. I hear it over and over again. People who are very ambitious, who know what to do, they know how to do it, but they're sitting there going, why am I not doing it? Or why does it feel like it's harder than it used to be? And why do I feel, not as happy as I think I should, given everything that I've accomplished? So that's the biggest thing, is that people just feel like they've been going along and then all of a sudden they plateaued, and they are doing a lot of things like affirmations or journaling or therapy or things like that. And they're like, it's not working. Why is it not working? And what do I do about it? And we can get people over that hump and really help them to understand the true thing that's driving them, which is not their actions, it's their emotions, because emotions create actions, which create results. So if you want different results, you have to go back to the emotions, not the actions. It's all about emotion.
And that's hard to do.
Well, if you
Right?
know how to do it, it's pretty easy, but not understanding, we don't get taught this sort of thing. We get taught if you're an ambitious person, everything is just take action, take more action, take more action, get
Mhm.
organized, do more, do more. And that drives people to a lot of burnout. And what we haven't been taught is how the emotions are actually affecting the actions. And if you start at the root cause, then it's a lot easier to change the action and to do action from what I would call a more inspired action, which means you get to work less because your actions are actually more effective. So you don't have to do more and burn yourself out.
I love that because everybody seems like they're getting burnt out these days. I'm going to tell you my tip is GYM. I go to the gym. It's on gym. And I got to tell you, Rochelle, I hate to say this, but I don't give two shits. I just enjoy every day at the fullest.
Absolutely.
That's my, maybe I have the mojo, but I feel like sometimes maybe you can elaborate on this, that so much on social media, there's so much negativity that people get it can pull them down a sinkhole because they put some content out there and then somebody throws something negative at them. Can you explain
Right.
about that? What you think on that side?
Yeah, well, we have, two different types of emotions. We've got high frequency emotions, which are all the positive ones, like love and patience and kindness and forgiveness and joy and happiness. And then we've got low frequency emotions, which are all the negative ones, like hurt and despair and anger and fear, etc. The one that separates those two is courage. What's happening in the world, and there's been a lot of studies about this, is that the majority of the world is steeped in anger and fear. And you can see it out there when you look out into the
Oh,
world and see how people are interacting. So when people are acting based off of an anger and a fear emotion, they're in that low frequency and a lot of, bad sorts of things happen. But so what we do is we get people to understand how to really reframe and get into that high frequency mode. And when you do that, you're not only impacting yourself, but you're impacting everybody else around you as well. And what we teach people is that your emotions come from the inside out, not what we've all been taught, which is the outside in, which is kind of what you're talking about, Richard, which is when somebody says something, not so nice on social media, it makes me feel bad. Well, they can't make you feel bad unless you choose to feel bad. So we teach people how to go, if you know how to control your emotions from the inside out, it doesn't matter what goes on in the world. It doesn't affect you because you decide your emotions. You're not looking around the world and saying, if I want a deal, I'm good, therefore I feel happy. Or if somebody liked my social media post, okay, that means they like me, therefore I feel good. That causes your emotions to just go up and down and you never have control. We teach people how to get control of that. And we're going to talk about that in our session.
I love that. So I got to tell you, so I guess for me, I'm in my own little world then. So it's from the inside out, right? You just solved my problem. There it is.
Yeah, there you go. You're already doing that.
Whew. What do you think, Ashley?
Yeah, I think it's brilliant. I think it's,
Yeah.
when you say it, it's like, well, yeah, that makes such great sense. But in practice, it's so much more difficult. So super excited to hear, your insights on that. And especially like with an actionable takeaway, right? Let's all be better. Let's all be more proactive.
Right. Right. And it's all based in neuroscience, psychology, and quantum physics. It's all science-based. It's not, hey, something that we made up and we thought, oh, well, let's go share this with people. This is all scientific research based on how you change the neural pathways in your mind. And it makes a big difference for people. So it'll be a really fun session.
I can't wait for that. So you know what, Ashley, on Thursday, after this presentation, on Friday morning, we're all going to be like a different person, right? We're going to be like, hey, love everybody overnight, right? We're just going to practice.
Absolutely. The change can happen very, very quickly.
I love it. Oh my, that's exciting. So I take it there's going to be some exercises involved in this and all that good stuff.
Yes. I'm going to also do one particular exercise that will teach people to get rid of stress and anxiety in under 4 minutes. And you can do it again and again and again. You can use it forever. You can teach it to your kids. It's a great tool just to have in your pocket to use anytime you're feeling a little stressed about something or a little anxious about something. Super easy to use. So that will be a really good takeaway also.
Okay, Ashley, this is turning into like a retreat now. This is incredible. I got to tell you, Rochelle, this is exciting. This is like, I did not know that your presentation is going to be like this. This is going to be so like rewarding for us. And I think it's something we all can take back home with us before I do a podcast or anything to help everybody out.
Absolutely. Yeah, it'll be great.
Woo. Okay. So the second presentation, we're totally shifting gears here.
Yes.
Sales pipeline, everything else. Explain what you're going to talk about here to win more business.
So sales pipeline is one of those things that everybody's like, oh gosh, I love it and I hate it at the same time. I love it when it's full and I hate it when it's empty. And so we're going to talk about how do you make it more consistent? What are some of the problems and why people's sales pipelines go up and down to begin with? And then some very specific steps to make it more consistent so that you're not chasing down prospects, so that you're not filling your pipeline full of a bunch of, I hope, and then nothing ever happens. So you're able to actually forecast what's going on in your business because you don't have things lingering in there for way too long. So there will be some very specific takeaways with this one too, and some exercises that we're going to take people through so that they can literally start to change their pipeline, clean out all the garbage, put in the good stuff, and then be able to get answers and get decisions from people in a very specific, timely manner so that you're not doing the, hey, just checking in. Hey, haven't heard from you. Hey, what's going on?
Does that really happen, Rochelle? So you're telling all the sales reps, get rid of your fluff, right?
Yes. So that is going to be, I might be the most hated person at the end of that when it's like, your pipeline has gone from this to this. But at least this is real. This was not real. So,
Oh my goodness. What do you think, Ash?
I've lived it. I mean, that is such a hard thing to put into practice because of that fear, right? Fear of not getting more in, not having enough. I think back in the day, everyone would say staffing and recruiting, it's a numbers game. But that's just not the case anymore. And it also ties back to what we talked about LinkedIn and just building community, building meaningful connections, meaningful conversations, and adding value. It's what we're talking about, whether you're in sales or you're recruitment or you're a leader, it applies to everyone because we don't have time to waste and we're all getting inundated.
And we need to be honest about what's really in that pipeline, because when you've got something that's really full, but it's full of fluff, as Richard said, what is the number one thing you don't do? You don't prospect because you're like, I got a ton in there. What do I need to prospect for? But then the reality is you might have a lot of stuff, but most of it is garbage. And you figure that out late in the year or the month, and then it becomes a panic zone of where it's like, oh my gosh, now I've got to kill myself to try to find people. And we want to be able to make it so that people have more consistency, and for sales teams and sales leaders, that everyone is doing it in the same manner. They've got the same framework. So you don't have the one person who is very lean in their pipeline and the other person who puts a bunch of junk. And for sales leaders, you're like, I don't know how to forecast this stuff because one person puts too much in, the other person puts too little in, and everybody's doing it differently.
I love that. And that is so important in our industry. You know that, Ashley. Rochelle, you're hitting it right on the head. So many salespeople, then they get that performance plan. They're like, oh my God, I got to go. Well, you had the fluff for 9 months,
Right.
And you put it on cruise control. And I always say this, and you probably agree, Rochelle, that, you don't ink, nothing's inked till it's done. At the end of the day, people so many times say, oh, I got them 2 contracts coming next month, and something goes south and they never get them.
Absolutely. Yeah. As they say, it's not real until the money's in the bank. So anything can happen up to that point.
Well, and I love the perspective on, sales leaders and being able to have a predictable pipeline that's, accurate, and you can actually make real forecasts. And I think that's going to become especially important this year, just with the way that the industry is moving. Business development and sales has become, before, years ago, it'd be 80% recruitment, 20% sales, and that's just not the case anymore. So it's kind of like you have to do all the things all at once. But I can't wait to hear your perspective on that.
I know. Yeah. Well, we got 2 different perspectives, and I love it. The pipeline the next day. I mean, and that's so seriously, like, to wrap it up here, the sales pipeline is so important for every company. I mean, you could do or die without that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I love it. All right, so some fun things. You ready for this, Rochelle? Okay, so are you a Jimmy Buffett person? Favorite?
I guess so. Yes. We'll say
All right.
yes.
Favorite Jimmy Buffett song?
Oh boy. I guess Margaritaville.
Oh, again. Everybody's picking either Margaritaville or It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
I mean,
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. That's a good one too.
Okay. Okay, Rochelle, where are you gonna be Thursday around 5:30 next week?
I think I will probably be at the pool with a margarita, maybe. That sounds like a good place.
You need to come
No?
to the mixer. It's 5 o'clock here. The
Oh.
mixer by the Shark.
Okay,
That's our
then
after hours mixer.
I'll be having a margarita at the mixer.
There we go. And we're going to be doing a live stream there too, Rochelle. So you can come up with your margarita, talk to us. We'll be streaming live on all platforms. I got to tell you, I'm so excited to meet you. These two presentations, Ashley, they are both amazing.
I'm really looking forward to it.
I am.
I am
and
too.
Here's
It's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of good takeaways. A lot of fun.
Oh my! Make sure we get a photo of everybody too. Make sure that because last year we had to get it the last minute. Make sure we get a photo. And Rochelle, I can't wait. We're gonna have so much fun. And guess what? You probably get one of these when you show up. You know that.
Oh, nice. That'll be fun.
Yeah,
Margarita, cookie, a lay. Yeah.
Hey, can't go wrong. Cannot go
And by the
wrong.
way, okay, so cookie. What's your favorite cookie? I got to ask you that since we talked about it.
I like a toffee cookie. Anything with Heath in it, I'm all over that.
Ooh, I wonder if Margaritaville has one in for you. We'll have to see.
I mean, I will eat any cookie, but if you're asking my favorite, that is my favorite. But when it comes down to it, if there's cookies, I'm on it.
You got it. All right, Rochelle, thank you so much. Ash, I'll see you next time. That's another wrap on another tailgate. We'll see you soon. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.